before jumping into the Snowflake, so what we need to understand is Snowflake is a cloud data warehouse solution. So before that, we need to understand, so what is data warehouse first? So before that data warehouse, so this is a combination of data. So we can say that, so when you have a data, so we'll have a database. Okay, just I will give you a simple example. So what is database and then what is data warehouse? First, we need to understand these terminologies very clearly. Then we will jump into the Snowflake, what exactly the Snowflake is. So we'll see that. So first, so our content is today we will see. So what is the database? And then so what will be the data warehouse? The difference between these two things. Why database come into the picture? When it is coming to database, right? Let's say example, if you want to store anything, so in olden days how we are going to store the data, so maybe so in the papers, right? So be in books, so after the books, so what came into the picture? So maybe we have a, so maybe you heard about like floppy disks or like CDs, right? So after that, so we have the softwares like, let's say, Excel, right? Excel files we can able to store the data. So any data, we are going to store it. So in Excel, we cannot store more than like around, the limitation is that if you store more than 1 lakh data, what will happen is, so it will not open, right? At the same time, it is not a structured format. So if you want to pick any some information, it is very difficult. So then, so what is the option we have? So then, so they have is softwares like they are storing in any databases, right? So just to store the data, we are going to use databases. So why we need to store the data? So why, what is the purpose of that? If you want to analyze anything, or if you want to know some information, then we require that we need to track back. So then only, for example, when any organization, they are maintaining their accounts. So where they are going to maintain, let's assume that before Excel, so simple, so books, textbooks, sorry, notebooks. So then, so they cannot keep so a number of notebooks, and then it is very difficult to track it back. So then let's assume Excel. In Excel, there is a limited functionalities. Then it is coming to databases. So maybe for example, Oracle or Teradata, right?
SQL,
Or
SQL Server,
yeah,
Sybase. Yeah.
SQL Server, right? Or
Sybase. Yeah.
MySQL or
Correct.
Sybase. So many databases in the world. So we are using in the market, right? These are the databases. Now, so exactly, so when you are going to use database, okay, database is there. So these things we are going to use it in a Oracle. Then, so in any of the softwares, then what is data warehouse here? So why it is required? Why it came into the picture? Now let's come to, for example, simple example I will take databases and data warehouse to easily understand. So I will compare this with databases is like, you can relate it to notebooks. Why I am telling? So we will learn this one is textbooks. Okay. Now database, any like a transactional processing. It means like in notebooks, what all the options, what are the things we can able to do? We can able to write. If you don't want, so what you can do, we can edit, right? We can erase and then we can edit, we can strike that, and then at the same time we can able to read, right? So here nothing but, so writing is create, we can say that it's a create, and that update and delete. So we can say that it's a insert, for example, insert, update, delete, as a like a database terminology, right? So we used to call that insert, update, and delete. Like in general thing, so we can write something and then we can edit something. When the notebook is there, what we can do? We can write, at the same time we can edit, at the same time we can able to read the things. right? At the same time, we can able to read all these operations. We can able to perform on the notebook, right? And at the same time, so here when it is coming to data warehouse, let's relate it to the textbook. In textbooks, for example, once the textbook is printed, what you can able to do, you can only have an option to read, right? You cannot able to edit that content, whatever is textbook, it is printed until the next version or next release, whatever it may be, right? You cannot able to modify, right? You cannot able to insert some new information in the textbooks. And just a simple example, so textbooks, so we can able to write and then like nothing but we can able to insert the data, and then we can able to update, we can able to delete. All these operations we can able to perform on a databases. Now coming to data warehouse, this is also for data, this is also for data, both are so for like operating data only. So this is based on like what exactly we are doing on the data. We are going to decide that whether it is a database or whether it is a databases, sorry, data warehouse. So that is the difference. You can relate it to data warehouse is for read. So what is why what we can able to do by reading, we can able to analyze, right? So why we need to analyze, we can able to take a decision.
Yeah,
So what
business
is the
decisions.
exactly,
Yeah.
what is the purpose of data warehouse? The main intention of data warehouse is to take a decision. So generally, we'll give you some example. So when you want to purchase any product, let's say in Amazon, so or online, any online portal, for example, let's take a mobile. When you want to purchase, what we will do, first we will go to the portal and we will search the product, right? Then first we will see how many persons has been purchased, what is the rating of that particular product, right? And then we will see the reviews, then we are going to take a decision, right? So here, so reviewing the products and seeing the rating is analysis. And where you have the complete data, so the data is available in warehouse. What kind of data they are maintaining? In simple terms, we can say that the complete historical information will be available. When you have the historical information, we will call it as a data warehouse. So why we are going to use this data warehouse? For analysis. Based on analysis, we are going to take a decision. This is the main intention of data warehouse. We used to call it as a OLAP system, online analytical, online analytical processing. So this particular terminology, another name. So just so remember this OLAP system. Okay, another example I will give here. So let's say any particular player, let's say cricket player or football player, so ever it may be. So when they are playing the match, right? So you can able to see in the screen. So what is the score, or so what is this player performance from the last 10 years or from his career started onwards. If they want to display that particular the player performance from his career started onwards, this particular person graph, whether it is decreasing or whether it is increasing or if it is a constant. So based on that, they are going to take a decision whether we need to ask this player to continue or they will ask to retire, right? Or they are going to replace that particular player, right? So what they required for that, they required that particular player the complete information, complete history information from his career started onwards. Then only they can able to analyze, right? Without that, so with only one match, they cannot able to take a decision. With only one series, they cannot able to take a decision, right? So that is complete historical information. Always it will be available in data warehouse. Once the historical information is available, based on that they can able to analyze in how many matches he has played, and then so what is the score he has given, he considered, we can consider, and then how many wickets he has taken, right? All those information is nothing but a analysis. Based on that, we can able to take a decision, anything. So any product or any person, most of the time based on the analysis only we are going to take a decision. So let's say if you want to go for a movie, what we will do, we will see the ratings, right? Ratings is nothing but so analysis, right? So based on how the ratings will come into the picture, based on the complete like historical information, how many persons has given the ratings. So based on that, so they will analyze. Based on the ratings, we will come to the one conclusion. Okay, this is good movie or this is so not good, right? So that is nothing but a decision. Now, but so when it is coming to so database and data warehouse, there is some characteristics. Everything. So we are dealing with data only here. So when you are dealing with data, so for example, mainly four operations we are going to perform. Let's say, for example, data extraction and then data extraction, data merging. We can say that scrubbing, then data aggregation. Okay, mainly on data. If any form of data it is available with us, let's simple. We'll take one simple example. Then I will explain. So when you are taking any data, we are going to do these type of transaction. It can be anything, any data we are going to do this transaction. All the transaction we are going to perform, it will fall under any of one of the transaction. It can be a database or it can be a data warehouse. It can be a ETL tools. We will come to that. So just let understand. So ETL means extract, transform, load. We will come in depth to that, what it is exactly. And then, so reporting, reporting tools, or you can say that OL EAP. Okay, online analytical processing. Just for example, so just understand, just try to like keep this in mind. ETL means extract transformation load. It's a ETL tools. And at the same time, in any data warehousing project, maybe you will heard about these two things. Reporting tools. Reporting tools is OLAP. To maintain data into warehouse, right? Let me give you a flow, then I will come to that. ETL, then it will load the data into data warehouse, then OLAP will come into the picture. Okay, so what it mean by extraction, merging, and then scrubbing, and then aggregation? Any data if you take, so it will be formed into this particular transaction. Let's say for example, if you have simple thing, you will take our laptops. In our laptops, if you have in your like folders, we have a movies. Okay, movies here is available in different folders. What we will do, we will keep all it in one specific folder, right? We will create a one folder, or you will say, so we will keep it in one folder. Or so another example, let's say you are like downloading all your mobile paid bills or credit card bills in your system. It is available, some bills available in desktop, some bills available in C drive, some bills available in D drive or E drive in your laptops. What you will do, so we are going to create one folder, and then we will so keep all this information, all these credit card bills into one folder, right? Too easy to maintain, right? Too easy to understand. That is nothing but a extraction. Data extraction. We are so pulling the information from so different places, or we are keeping in one place. That is simple thing. Extraction, we are keeping it in a one place. Just let's assume that. And merging, what we are doing merging here, it's a combining. It's a kind of combining information. So let's say for example, so you are maintaining Excel files. Then so what we are going, so if you have the data in Excel files, all the data, so for your like transactions, every month transactions or whatever it may be, you are maintaining in a different places, okay, for related to same data. Then what we are going to do, so far it means all your credit card transaction, you will keep it in so one Excel, and then you will maintain that as a so one place, right? At the same time, so another kind of like a transactions you will like expenses, let's assume that any expenses related to travel or whatever it may be, so you will have it in another place, right? What you will do again, so we are going to combine all the related information is one place. Let's say um, any mm, transaction, you can say that for in a credit card bill you are spending some information, some you are spending the amount. When you are spending, you need to understand, so how much I spent it for the groceries, how much I spent it for shopping, how much I spent it for, so let's say mm, any other information like mm, mm, food or travel, right? All this information you are going to base it on, you will segregate it, and then you are going to keep the information is one place. That is nothing but a so merging here. Extraction means from the different source systems. We will come to that different. That is a so some small difference here. Now coming to data scrubbing. Scrubbing means deriving new information from existing information. For example, we have we have marks, student marks. Okay, when you have a student marks, based on student marks, we can able to derive rank, right? Who is first, who is next. If you have a student marks, then only we can derive the rank. That is nothing but a scrubbing. Okay, that is nothing but we'll call it as a scrubbing. So at the same time, for example, when you have
Number of boys got
exactly
the, yeah, type of ranks, number of girls
how
type of
many
rank,
persons,
yeah,
yes,
like
that
district
is
wise, state wide, so many things, correct?
yes, that is
Yeah.
true. So, yeah.
Mhm.
So the same way, so let's say for example, another thing, if you take, so this is for the marks. So when you have some other information, so data scrubbing. So let's say for example, you will have salary information, employee salary information. Based on employee salary, you are going to calculate how much tax they are going to pay. They are going to pay, right? Tax is deriving from based on salary, right? That is nothing but based on existing information. If you are deriving something, the new information, so like based on marks, you are deriving a rank. Based on salary, you are going to so calculate a tax, right? This is nothing but so data scrubbing kind of information. Okay, and at the same time, data aggregation. Aggregation means it's very simple. It's summing up related information. It's summing up. For example, as we discussed, so if you want to like aggregate, so based on monthly wise, suppose you have all the transaction for 1 year. When you have all the transaction for 1 year, so so every monthly wise, so you need to calculate this particular Jan month, so how much I have spent. So on the complete month, you are calculating the complete the spent information for that complete month. That is nothing but a aggregation. It's like, for example, we can max, and then we can say that sum, right? So these kind of information, what we are doing, we are aggregating. So we are aggregating aggregated information. So any data, let's take anything, so it can be any data. We are going to do any of this one of the transaction. It can be in simple paper also, for example, so data merging, data scrubbing, data aggregation, so or at the same time data cleansing. Data cleansing, we can say that cleansing means from the existing. So if you have a existing information, we are going to clean unnecessary data. It means not required information we are going to remove. In your laptop, let's say you have some like old bills, like 5 years or 6 years bills available, or 5 years 6 years data is available. Sometimes what we'll do, we will create some wordpad, or we will create some excel. We won't do anything in that, right? Those information is not required further. What you will do, you are going to remove that information, right? So why we will not keep that? If you keep, it will occupy some space, right? Unnecessarily, why it is required in our system, right? The same way, so when you have a data also anywhere, so first we will see that, so we will clean the data unnecessary. What is unnecessary data here? So that we will call it as a data cleansing. Any data if you take, so any operation when you are going to perform, it will be fall into any of these. It can be a data merging or data scrubbing or data aggregation or data cleansing activity. So these activities, right, we are going to perform on, it can be a databases or it can be on a data warehouses. Data warehouses. Same thing in ETLs also we are going to do. So operation, we are just simple thing, we can say that we are going to play with the data. That's it. It can be a ETL tool or it can be a OLAP tool. Okay, it may be a reporting tool or it may be a ETL tool, whatever it may be. So we are going to so keep the data so as per our required format, as per as per our um, requirement. As per our requirement, we are going to so keep the data so in our warehouses or databases. So everywhere we are going to play with the data. It can be a ETL tool or it can be a OLAP tool. So now, so if it is a data warehouse, so what it mean by that? So there is a some characteristic. Data warehouse, we saw that it's for a decision purpose. It's for decision purpose. Database is for transactional purpose. We can say that database is for a transactional purpose. When you are doing some transaction, we can say that it's a database. When you are doing when you are keeping a data in a for decision making, so this is for so analysis purpose. Okay, now coming to this, so when it is a data warehouse, it has to maintain some characteristics, then only we are going to call that as a data warehouse. Otherwise we won't call that as a data warehouse. Then that will be a, so it can be a simple data or it can be a database, whatever it may be. If it is a data warehouse, it should maintain subject oriented information. We will discuss that what it means by that. And then it should be time variant and non-volatile. The same time, integrated information. If it is a data warehouse, when you are maintaining any data in any place, if it is maintaining all these characteristics, then only we will call that as a data warehouse. Otherwise, it's a simple data. So it will be a database. Now, what it mean by that? What is subject oriented? What is time variant? What is non-volatile? And what it mean by the integrated? Let's take, I will take some simple example. For example, banking, Citibank. They have operations in all over the world, right? Let's say they are operating from India, then US, the same time, US, at the same time, UK, and then let's assume that, okay, let's take this country for the example. They have their operations in all these countries, this Citibank, right? If any person, this particular person, if they want to understand how the business is happening all over the world, then what they need to do, they will keep all this data in one place, and based on this all this data they will analyze, right? It means they need the complete information, so from so each and every country, then only he can able to understand so how the things is happening, right? How the business is happening. Okay, so for this particular thing, so what we are going to do is, so we are going to keep all this from each and every country the data. So we will extract, so we will keep it in one place. We are extracting and then we are keeping it one place. That is nothing but integrated. We are keeping all the data and then we are placing in one place, nothing but integrated information. Integrated information. Every country they have their own data, right? So how the business is happening. So here also they have their data. Here also they have data. Here also they have their data. What they are going to do? They are going to integrate the information. So for analysis purpose, let's say in a classroom. So they will have, so when we are studying in schools, we will have different subjects, right? maths and science, and then so other subjects will be there, right? Languages. If we want to understand so how this person is performing, then we will combine so all the subject marks, right? So then that is nothing but when you are combining all the subjects, that is nothing but a integrated. So related information related to the specific topic, we are going to combine. That is, we will call it as a integrated information. When it is a data warehouse information, when you are keeping some information in data warehouse, it should be integrated information. It should be a integrated information. At the same time, it should be non-volatile. Non-volatile means data, whatever the data we are having, that data, it should not be changed. Once we enter the data, if you keep on changing the data once, for example, any player score we are maintaining, right? Last 5 years before how he is performing, we can able to see. If you are like keep on changing the previous data, then we cannot able to analyze, right? Once the data is available in a warehouse, we should not change. That is nothing but a non-volatile. It means we should not change the data. Okay, simple form. And time variant. What it mean by time variant? Coming to time variant, it means it has to be maintained so based on different time frames. It means, let's say, so if they want to analyze something, they can able to analyze based on day, and then week, and then month, at the same time year. So then this is nothing but time variant. Different time zones we can able to understand the data, then that is time variant. Different time frames, for example, any, let's take any product. If you want to understand how this particular product is performing, so then day wise you can able to see the information. Weekly, if you want to see the sales of the product, you can able to see the information. Monthly wise, if you want to see the so product, how this product is performing, you can able to get that information. Same way, yearly. So if you want to take, if you want to see how this particular product is performing yearly, then you can able to see the information. This is nothing but time variant. Time variant, it means different time frames we can able to analyze that information. Different time frames data is available in our so data, so that is nothing but time variant. Okay, coming to subject oriented. It's really, when you are storing the data, it should talk about the specific subjects. We should have the information related to all the subjects in separate, so it can be a tables. For example, all the subjects means, so in a classroom we have science subjects, right? Maths, and then so English. At the same time we'll have a so other the languages, right? Whatever. So these are each and everything we can call it is a subject, right? Subject wise information should be available in your the warehouse. So then we can able to analyze based on different subject wise. So let's say, for example, here if you observe, Citibank, they are operating the so worldwide. When they are operating subject wise, it means, so let's say in India, how the performance, right? So how the business is happening, and then US, how the business is happening. At the same time, let's say they may have a number of departments like loan, right? If you take loans, for understanding, we will have personal loans, one subject, right? At the same time, so accounts, salaried accounts department is one subject. At the same time, sorry, when we are talking about loans, right? So personal loans, car loans, and then business loans, right? So mortgage loans, whatever it may be, or home loans, right? So all these are the different subjects related to one thing, loans, right? So when you are maintaining the loans information, it has to be maintained properly. So how many persons has taken personal loans, so how the business is happening for the personal loans, and then vehicle loans, and then business loans, and then at the same time home loans. These each and everything are subjects. This each and everything are subjects coming to that. So here, so this is nothing but a subject oriented. If it is a data warehouse, right, it has to maintain all these characteristics. It should be a subject oriented, it should be a time variant data, it should be a non-volatile information, it should be a integrated information. So all this, when it is maintaining all these characteristics, then we will call it as a data warehousing. Otherwise, we won't call that as a data warehouse. Okay, then it will be a normal data, or we can call it as it can be a so transactional data, whatever it may be. Now, so coming to this, let me show you some information in the tables, in our Snowflake tables, so the where how the data is maintaining for any organization. So then you will get so one clear picture. So how the data will be available. So let me open account. Again, we will come to this. Okay, don't worry about this. Just I am just to show you how the data will be available. I am coming to our Snowflake. In the next sessions, I will show you so how to create a account, and then so you will see that each and every steps here. Just a minute. And then this is our the Snowflake account. If you observe here, okay, we will call this as a data warehouse. If you observe Snowflake sample left hand side, right, left hand side, you can able to see Snowflake sample. Here they are maintaining one organization data. If you observe here, TPCDS is there. TPCDS is it's related to one call center organization data. If you search, let's say TPCDS, now observe this. This is their call center organization data. This complete organization data they are maintaining. Snowflake has given for us for our practice purpose, for our understanding. Now, if you observe, see this one. So call center information, the sales information, returns information, the customer information, customer address information, right? And then
Mhm.
if you observe each and every product,
Yes.
let me open the data. Just observe the data, how the data looks like. See that one. So call center related information, call center name. So they are having their operations all over the world, and then they are so maintaining all their data here in these tables. Now, so when they are maintaining the call centers, so each and every address, and then it's a name, and see this one, how many employees, and then square feet, hours, what is hours they are maintaining, and then who is the manager, and then something called like a market ID. If you observe, it is basically related to some related information to that particular call center. All right, see this one. So market class and then description, this is the related information is available. See, so which city, and then country, which state, what is the zip code, right? This is basically a data about this particular call center. The same way, if you observe, the catalog sales is there, and then customer information is there, right? If you come and then if you open the data, you can able to see customer related information, customer kind of ID, and then so customer first shipment date, and then last date. You can able to see that related to see this customer first name, and then the last name, and then so preferred something related to so preferred customer flag, and then birth date. See this customer basically, so when they are having that customers, their complete information. See this one, birth year, birth month, and then birth date. Why they need this information? Let's say when you observe sometimes for your birthday or for your anniversaries any time, so from your banks or from our any other malls, they will send you a message, right? So for your birthday, so we have a special discount, right? That is kind of promotional, right? To do that, so they need to maintain this complete information. Now observe this. This is completely related to customer related information. So where customer is staying, what is the customer address? See this one, customer address, customer account, so customer birth date, and then these kind of information is available, right? So basically this we will call it as a data. So if you observe each, and this is nothing but a table, we will come to that what it mean by the table, I will explain, and then how the data will be stored here. This is related to store information. If you observe the preview data, you can able to see the related to this particular, related to that particular store information here. So all these are the tables, all these containing some information related to the customers or that particular, so related to any transactions, right? So this is the data. If you observe here, see this one, time related information is available related to, see this, promotions, items, inventory, and then so inventory band. So these all are the subjects, right? We can say that it is a subject. Same time, see this one, time information also available. So what we discussed, so when it is a warehouse, it should have, we can able to analyze based on different time zones, right? Subject wise, fine. So time wise, whatever the data we have here, this is a shared data. We cannot able to delete this information. We cannot able to delete this information. That is, so this is a completely non-volatile. And then we have a subject. And then at the same time, so we have this information related to time. If you observe the time, see this one. Let me open this. Time related information, minutes, seconds, right? Shifts, see this one, right? So AM or PM, and then every related information related to the time. So they required only, so like this, they are maintaining time related information. So at the same time, so what we, another thing, so this is subject, and then this is time, the same time. So what is another thing, so we discussed, so it should be a, so non-volatile, and it should be integrated. It should contain, so from all the like integrated information, combined information from the, for example, this information, this call center data, they are operating from a number of um, cities. Let me show you somewhere, promotions. See this one. Here you can able to see each and every country information, right? This information is, so from integrated information from all the countries, from each and every city, each and every state. So they are having the complete information here, right? We can able to observe this information. This is nothing but a integrated information from all the countries. They are maintaining the data here properly. This is nothing but integrated information. So this is nothing but a, so warehouse, how the data, so they are going to store in tables for analysis purpose, for analysis purpose. Okay, so now just to show you, so I have opened this, so particular database for TPCDS organization. Okay, now so let's come to this. When you come to this, right, whatever the data we are storing, sorry, whatever the data we are going to store, where we are going to store, we are going to store, so in form of tables, in form of tables. So why we need to store the data in the form of tables? It should be, we can able to read easily, and we have a, okay, we, if you want to store only the data, we can store it in a like notepad, we can store it in a excel file, right? Here also we can store. But if you store the data, can you able to fetch that information properly? At the same time, in a notepad there is a limitation, and then in the excel there is a limitation. So let's assume that you have, you are storing the data in excel, you can able to see some information properly in a excel file, like column and then so records. But if you want to fetch that information, so let's say for example, so fetching means, for example, here I want to get some information related to, so we have a call center data, right? Select star from, this is all center. Just a minute. We'll type I will explain each and everything and then each and every step related to this particular tool. So how to work with this, just for explanation, for the understanding, I am just checking the information. Now observe this, we have this data. Now let's assume the complete data in a Excel file. Now from the Excel, you want to understand some like filter condition based on your thing. You need to analyze. For example, we don't want all the data. I want the information related to. So just observe this ID. Let me take this way. Select means we are picking some information. This is the column name, and then at the same time, so we required this call center number. Okay, only these two columns we required from this particular table. At the same time, where I'm giving a condition where, so for example, call center class, this is a type equal to, for example, large I'm giving. Okay, now observe this. I'm getting this information related to wherever we have a large, right? The call center is large, so into wherever the call center went to, so large, right? This information we are getting this call center serial, so ID, and then call center ID, right? Serial number something, and then call center ID. So this is some unique information. If you want to pick this kind of information based on selection in a Excel, it is very difficult, right? At the same time, we cannot able to store huge volume of the data. If you observe in the tables, some of the tables, see this one, around 37 GB of the data is available in this table. You can able to see that size, how many records we have. See this, so around, so
Almost
around
9.1,
91
yeah,
9.1 million, right,
9.1
records.
million. Yeah.
See this here again, so we have 300 GB nearly, and then here 1.7 terabytes of the data. It's in billions, right? This much of data if you want to store, and then if you want to maintain in our any other form, it is very difficult. That's why we have a tables. We are going to store this information in the form of tables. And where these tables we are going to store, these tables we are going to store it in this database. This is nothing but our database. Let's assume that this is a, we are going to store this in our databases. So these databases based on our operations, it can be a, so database or data warehouse, I think it will be available. For example, it can be, so for example, Snowflake, based on our operation, based on what we are storing the data, what is the purpose of the data, what is the purpose of the table, based on that we can call it as a, it can be a database or it can be a data warehouse. Now, okay, this is fine, but coming to, let's say we have different types of, like when we are storing the data in the table, so we have, let's say, dimension tables, dimension tables. These are the terminologies we need to understand. Fact, when you are working in any data warehousing projects or any data warehousing team, so we may heard about this one. It's a dimension table, it's a fact table. Most of the time you will heard this one. So but don't so worry about these terminologies. Everything, it can be a dimension table, it can be a fact table, or it can be a conformed dimension table, or it can be a degenerated what, we have n number of names. So based on the different properties, how the data storing in the table, right? How the data storing in the table, what is the data available in the table, based on that we will call with a different names. That's it. Everything, it can be anything, it will be in the form of tables only. Don't worry about this. Now just so let me explain simple things. What is dimension and then what is fact? Dimension means, let's say, okay, or maybe 2 dimension, 3 dimension, 6 dimensions will be, it means 2 dimension means we can able to see that in 2 ways, right? 6 dimension, 3D means we can able to see that in 3 dimensions. 6 dimensions we can able to see that in a 6 ways. right? That is nothing but a dimension coming to that. Same way, when you have a dimension table here, it's a broad group of descriptive data. Descriptive data, any specific information we are storing in a table. If you are maintaining complete descriptive data, then we will call it as a dimension table. We can able to analyze that in n number of ways. It means, for example, let me take a product. Okay, product table. Okay, what all the things information will be available is, we will have product id, we will have product name. At the same time, we will have product manufacturer, who is the manufacturer for the product. And at the same time, so mm, product category. Okay, and then so product uh, quantity. And at the same time, product expiry date, right? Product manufacture date, manufacturing date. And so product price, and then who marketed this product, right? So all the related information, so for this particular product, will be available here. And sometimes product color, right? Product color, right? All this information will be available related to product information. When you observe this, you can able to analyze this based on so product expiry date, or based on product manufacturer, and then based on product color, right? So for example, based on this product color, I want to see how many sales happened. Or based on the product id, I want to see how much sales happen. Based on product name, which product is more sales, right? Based on the manufacturer, for the same product, based on the manufacturer, how many product sold out. All this information you can able to analyze, you can able to see that in a different ways, right? So in different dimensions. That is, at the same time, it contains broad group of descriptive data. That is nothing but a dimension table. That is nothing but dimension table. If you observe the data here, so most of the data you can able to see, it's related to dimension information. Let me open any other table. Let's check the data. See this related to the dimension information. So here, customer name, customer account balance, market segment, and then comment. This is related to another so schema, another module. Let's assume that. So here, if you observe, based on the customer name, you can able to see so what is the account balance, right? And then based on the market segment also, we can able to analyze what is the customer balance, right? So based on the nation key, right, we can able to see that. Same way, let me come to the orders related to the complete orders. This is a related to the customer key. You can able to see the orders. Let me check, is there any other information is there? Center sales items, come to this. See this one here. So we have item id, and then at the same time, so date, and then item description, right? And then so here, the current, so maybe the price, and then wholesale price, brand id, brand name. See this one, right? And then class id, class category. See this, music, children, electronics, jewelry, women, right? Based on this, so for example, if you want to analyze this based on this category, we can able to see the information, right? Based on class, we can able to analyze. Based on brand, we can able to analyze. Based on brand id, we can able to analyze. This is broad group of, see this one, based on color, you have a color, you have a unit price, right? These all are broad group of descriptive data. Descriptive data. When you have this kind of data, then we will call this as dimension data. Dimension tables. Dimension tables in a data warehousing. Now coming to fact tables. Fact tables means if you want to take any decision, then we need fact information. It's most of the thing we will call it as KPIs, key performance indicators. KPIs, key performance indicators. It means most of the time it will be in the form of numbers only. Based on key performance indicators only, we are going to take decisions. Let's say, for example, the high level business user, they don't want to see, so what is the product color, what is the customer ID, how many persons so purchase this. They don't want to see all these things. What they wanted to see, so they want to see, so for this particular product ID, how much sales happen, so whether we are in a profit or loss, right? Based on that, he will take a decision. You don't want to see who is the manufacturer, who is the color, what is the color, what is the ingredients, so they have in the product. So they don't want to see all this information. High level, when they are taking a decision, they will see all the numbers. Let's say, in a university, if they want to take a decision who is first and then who is next, they want to give the marks, they want to give the awards for the rank 1 and rank 2 or rank 3. What they will do, so they will gather all the information, so from the each and every the class, right, or each and every person, then they will see the total marks, right? Based on that, they will take a decision. Simple thing. If you want to go for a movie, what you will do, we will see the ratings. How it will be, it will be in the form of numbers, right? 4.5 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8, right? That is nothing but a, so KPIs, right? It will be in the form of numbers, right? Anything, for example, in any organization also, if they want to see, so who is performing good, they will have a ratings. That also it will be in the form of numbers, right? Most of the time, when it is a fact table, then it will be in the form of numbers only. Always it will be in the form of numbers. That is nothing but KPIs. We used to call it as a KPS, key performance indicators. Let's say, for example, so product ID, and then on this particular product ID, they want to analyze, so product, so sales amount, that is in the form of numbers. And then maybe, so time will be in the different, so or let's say year. Okay, now for this particular year, for this particular, so ID, how much sales happen, everything is numbers. Based on these numbers, they can able to take a decision, right? So every year, the when the product sales is decreasing, then they can say that this product this product is not performing well, so they can remove the particular product from the stores. Every year the sales is increasing, next year what they will do, they can increase that particular product in that particular store, right? So this is nothing man. So how they can able to view the information, how we are going to store the information in the tables. When you have these key performance indicators in the form of numbers, we will call it as a fact table. When you have broad group of descriptive data, then we will call it as a, so that is nothing but a dimension tables. All where we are storing everything, it will be in the form of tables only. Everything it will be in the form of tables only. Table is nothing but, so where we are going to store our data in a structured format like columns and then rows, right? So let me show you some any fact table here if it is available. Region, orders, nation. Let me come to orders. Now observe this one here. Most of the things it will be in the form of shipment order. We have comment. We cannot able to take any decision based on this. Let me check some data here. This is different. This in different form. Okay. Now observe this one. So what you can able to see it here in this table. See this? Everything it will be in the form of numbers only in the sales table. right? See the
We are
shipment
not
date
able
and
to
then
see your
building.
screen actually.
Oh, just a minute. Stop that. Now, can you able to view my screen? Okay,
Yes,
We
yes.
can
thank
see
you.
now. Yeah.
Now observe this one, this particular table. So what you can able to see the information in the sales, right? The price, sales price, so like extension, and then so this complete thing. See this, it will be in the form of numbers only. This one, right? There is no descriptive information, right? Net
Mhm.
profit, net paid, and then paid in, and then so how much. So this particular so NET paid, CS net paid. So this is for so ship cost, all this information, how much a tax. Based on these numbers, they can able to take a decision. This is completely related to the sales fact. This is completely related, we can say that this is related to the sales information. It's a sale facts. This we will call it as a fact table. We will have dimension tables and then we will have fact tables. We have some other like also like cumulative fact table, snapshot fact table. So we'll discuss that what exactly cumulative, what exactly fact table, and what is the relation between dimension and fact table. So why we need a dimension, so we know that what is the dimension, what is the fact, what is the relation between these two things, how we can able to relate these things in a high level. So we'll so discuss that in the so next session. So in so here till here, so what we discussed, just we discussed about so what is the difference between database, and then what is the difference between what is database and then what is data warehouse. Then so what all the operations we can able to perform on a data, like data cleansing, merging, aggregation, scrubbing. And then so just so what is so ETL, and then reporting. So not much we discussed on this, what is ETL and then reporting. We will come to one example in the next session. I will show you what exactly ETL and what exactly reporting. But this is the flow. Just remember, any data warehousing project, any project when they are maintaining, so there will be a ETL tools in the front end, and then by using ETL tools, they are going to load the data into warehouse. Once they loaded the data into warehouse, based on this, they are going to take a decision. Let me show you one diagram, then you can understand clearly.
Yeah.
Now just observe this.
Dinesh, quick
Yes,
question. Yeah, you. Yeah, this is the one. Okay, go ahead.
can you able to see this, right?
Yeah,
Now,
yeah,
if
we
you
can see.
observe different data sources we have, right? From the different, let's assume that this is operational system and then this is a files. Now, when we are getting the data from different, let's assume that different countries, someone will send the form of files, someone will send the form of tables, right? Someone will give the complete thing in the database. We have a different sources. Let's assume that sources means from where we are fetching the information, that is a source. These things we will extract and then we will keep it in one place to analyze easily. Then based on from this, we are going to store it in a warehouse in required format. Why we need to do this? Why extract? We are going to do the transform here and then we load. Let's assume that simple way, simple thing. Each and every country, if any sales is happening, each and every country currency will be different, right? Time zone will be
Mhm,
different,
mhm,
time format will be different. If any high level business user want to understand, they will see that in any one currency format, right? And then so any one time format, what we need to do, we need to convert that, we need to transform that. For example, if it is in rupees, they want to see that in US dollars. If it is in like Canadian dollars, they want to see that in US dollars, right? So that's why the transformation is required. Okay, extract,
mhm,
transform, they will load it into warehouse. They are going to load it into a warehouse. Once the data is available in warehouse, nothing but a data warehousing for a historical purpose, then based on this, they will take that for the reporting purpose. See this, for complete sales, how much sales is happening, they want to see the reports. And then inventory related, they want to see the reports. For the purchasing, they want to see the reports. Let's last one, right? You can consider these are the report users, like high level business user, they want to see the reports, then they can able to see that, right? By using this simple thing. For example, when you are meant, so we are having the postpaid like a mobile, so we will end of the day, sorry, end of the month, what we will get, we will get the reports. At the same time, when you are using any credit cards, end of the month we will get the report, no matter from where you have typed and no matter in which so type of transactions you have done, right? All the type of transactions they will extract. So let's say like online transaction, and then so shops when you are swiping, or when you are using UPI payments, whatever it may be. These are the different types of sources, right? For your transaction, they will extract, and then they will so keep it in so required. So they will transform it to required format, and then they will keep it in a warehouse. Here in warehouse, let's assume that when you are maintaining credit card, when you are using that credit card from last 10 years, the complete 10 years historical information will be available here. From here, so only 1 month report they required, right? So one more for that particular 1 month so bill they need to generate, and they have to send it to you in a email, right? They will pick the information from the warehouse, and then this is nothing but a marks. We will discuss that. Okay, they will pick that, and then they will send it to the users. Understand that? This is the thing, the backend. So what will happen? Okay, so we'll discuss more on this. So then, so we discussed about like subject. So what is data warehousing characteristics? And then, so what are the types of like a tables? What is a table basically? What is dimension table? And then what is the fact table? So we have discussed. Okay, any questions here from anyone? If I am fast, please let me know. I will go little slow.
Dinesh, quick question.
Y-
Yeah,
Yes, Shiva.
yeah. Can you go
Tell me.
ahead? Because in the normally what you can do is every session,
Mm,
maybe last 5 minutes or 10 minutes for the questions. So
mm,
the remaining you can go into your flow, and also we will
fine,
get the
sure.
feedback also. And also,
Okay.
can you show the architecture diagram in the bottom of the database and data warehouse virtual layer and the storage layer, plus
Sure, sure.
just an overview of the syllabus also, that whatever that 15 16 chapters, they will
Okay.
get a just a rough idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this
Okay.
is just a like introduction, guys. What you are going to like actual topics is. So what we will discuss in Snowflake is, if anyone is not, why we are covering is, if anyone is not having idea about what is data warehousing, what is database, right? They can able to understand once we jumped into our Snowflake, right? So we can able to understand everyone. So we'll be in the same phase. They can able to understand what we are doing exactly. So what is the purpose of the Snowflake before going to like a Snowflake introduction? So like what is like a cloud, and then what is, we need to understand the terminologies of the data warehouse. That's why we discussed. Next we will discuss about what it is cloud, what is the difference between cloud and traditional. Then we will jump into Snowflake. What is Snowflake, what is the advantage when compared to the other like competitors. So then we will, so these are the things what we are going to discuss, guys. So here, so each and everything, right? So first class I will show you how to like install the things in our Snowflake trial account. And then let me open the syllabus, the content exactly. We'll show you what all the things we are going to discuss.
You have in the right side the
Yes,
Snowflake
yes,
course
yes.
content. Yeah.
Yep. Now observe this one. So
Mhm.
first we will, so Snowflake architecture and then overview. And if you're not having any knowledge on the SQL, right? Don't worry. So we are going to discuss those things also, how to write a queries. So from there, so how to give the filter conditions, SQL also we are going to cover here. So the Snowflake architecture overview, then so introduction to the cloud. It means so what is cloud, and then what is the difference between on-premises, why exactly every organization nowadays moving to the cloud. So this is the data warehousing topics what we are discussing now. What is data warehouse, why we require a data warehouse. Then we'll see the Snowflake introduction. So the tool, so the tool I am showing here, right? The Snowflake, this particular one, right? So I
Mhm.
will show you how to install, how to use the tool, how to navigate, and then what all the different options is available. So here most of the time, right? So it's completely a so GUI options they have given. So no need to worry about for each and everything you need to write a query. So you need to understand the things, and then you can able to come, and then you can able to, let me show you simple thing here. One thing, if you want to create a table, or if you want to create a database, just observe this how easily we can able to do that. Let's say I will come to this particular database. If I want to create one table here, then generally what we will do, you'll write a query. But here observe this, everything they have given a options, GUI options. For example, I want to create department table, and then columns will be, so for example, department ID, and then department name, and then department, say department location. These are the columns I required. Department ID, it should be integer, and then remaining strings. Now this is the table name. This is the column names. Generally, what we will do, we will write a query. If I click on finish, table will be created. How it will be created in the backend? If you observe, show SQL, this query Snowflake has written for us in the backend, and so this query will be find, and then this query will generate a table. Now if you observe, see this finish option is there, right? When you click on finish, the table is created for us, department table is created, right? So normally what we will do, we will write a query, but here see this, to create a table, view, schema, and most of the things they have, we have a GUI options. It's a very user friendly, so this is completely a, so we will discuss about each and every option here. Let's come to the topics. So introduction to the Snowflake we will see. So then, so how to work with a worksheet, how to like navigate to the tool, and so cloud platforms. So we have different cloud platforms. So when we are working with Snowflake, we will discuss the AWS, how to work with AWS, how to pick the data from there. Okay, how to pick the data from so other cloud location, if it is available, if the file is available in our local system, how to do that. We will see data loading option, nothing but, so here already existing tables is available, we can able to see the data, right? But we will see how to create a table, how to load the data into the table in our Snowflake. So we'll see that. So that is nothing but a data loading option. And then continuous integration option, Snowpipe. That is a concept, that is a future of the so continuous integration Snowflake has given. And so partner connects, like so how to, if you want to connect it to Python, if you want to connect it to other tools, how to do that. So that is nothing but and when you are working with that, right, when you are loading a data, we'll have a different type, different file formats like JSON file, comma separated file, so Parquet files, these type of files, how to load the different types of files, and then how to schedule in a Snowflake, how to create a task, and so these things. And so sharing concept, data cloning, time travel, and then all these are, right, all these are the main topics what we are going to discuss. And so here if you observe the same thing, so I kept it here, right? So each and everything, each and every class by class. So we have a scripts also here. So once completed the, when we jumped into Snowflake, so we have each and every class structure, and then each and every class, the scripts also we have. So for your practice purpose, I will send these scripts to your email IDs along with the recorded session and the class by class. You can practice. I will guide you how to create a trial account, and then so how to work with that. Once it is created, once we jumped into Snowflake, so you have to practice on regular basis. And then if you have any questions on any of the topics, so you can note it down, and then so we will discuss in the so next sessions. Okay, these are the things what we are going to discuss. So every, so I'm so make sure that so I won't miss any specific functionality or any specific topics in our Snowflake. We are going to cover so from the so basic to all till advanced. Okay, so this is about so our the class content, and then our so things what we are going to discuss. Any
Uh,
questions from anyone?
yeah, Dinesh, last thing. So I
Yes,
asked you to show that architecture diagram of the Snowflake.
Snowflake architecture.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, yeah. We can
Okay.
conclude that. Yeah.
Fine, fine. That's fine. Not a problem. Just a minute.
Yeah.
So this is the so things about the Snowflake. When we are jumping into Snowflake introduction, right, I will explain you so each and every slide here, and then I will give you the complete idea about the Snowflake, so how the things will work here, and then how the architecture work. This is the backend architecture, the how the Snowflake has divided in their architecture. It's mainly kind of three layers, like cloud services layer, computation layer, and then storage layer. Each and every layer. So we'll discuss, and then I will show you how it will work in the backend. So if you observe, let me show you. Let's say, for example, here in our worksheet, right? This is nothing but a warehouse. This is nothing but warehouse. It's nothing but here you can able to see the compute resources, right? That is nothing but a, so this one, they are talking about this one. And then cloud services, whatever we are implementing in front end, right? The all the things we can able to see here with the navigation, and then we can able to play with this tool. This particular thing, nothing but where we are doing is that is in a cloud services. When we are actually storing the data in the tables, right, you can able to see some like sizes and then how many records is available. This is part of storage layer. So each and every, like how the cloud services will work, so how the computation will work, how the storage will work, so each and everything. So we'll say that there's a, we can say that it's a 3-layered architecture, decoupled, multi-clustered, shared data architecture. We will come to this one. So when we are working with the Snowflake, I will explain this. So architecture, and then so what are the advantages of Snowflake, and then when we compare the Snowflake with other competitors like Amazon Redshift, and then Azure, and then BigQuery, and then what are the so differences here when we compare, what why we need to exactly we need to go for a Snowflake only. So we'll discuss all these things.
Yeah, sounds
This
good.
is nothing but difference. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, any questions you wanted to ask the trainer? Yeah. Is it
Any
all
questions
looks
from
good?
anyone?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Thank you.
Okay. If you have anything, so have a so chat window here also. You can, when we are discussing the class, right? If you want to ask something, so you can keep it in a chat window. So end of the session, so we will see that.
Hi, Sandhya, Usha, any questions? Is it looks good?
Yeah, it's good, sir.
Yeah, sure. Is it you are feeling? Is it sufficient enough, or he need to little bit slow down, or looks okay?
I understood what he said, so it's fine.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, Dinesh. I think we can conclude now. And the same time, correct? Same time and same link every day,
Yes,
correct?
every
Okay.
day it will be the same link, and then I will we will send that recorded session to you guys. You can so go through that one more time. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank
Perfect.
you, sir.
Thank you all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you
See
so
you
much.
tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Bye-bye. Yeah. Good night.